again, my name is Zoltán Kun. I'm working for Lumina in the project Trade for SD project, the work package 7 on communication. I'm talking to Daniele Rossi from Confagricoltura, who is also a member or partner in the project. And we are doing this podcast with 4 questions, very simple questions. I might ask though a little bit more.
Yes.
So the first question is, of course, can you introduce yourself a little bit and maybe your organization, Confagricoltura, because we are in a beautiful building, which I learned it's a cultural heritage. It's a very old, but it's very, very nice venue. So can you say a few words?
Yes, of course. Confagricoltura, our confederation of farmers, it's a very old institution. It was the first entrepreneurial organization in Italy after the unity of Italy, 1870. So we have more or less 150 years. And it was, we may say it was the confederation of farmers, but the farmers at the time were very, very strong entrepreneurs with a very, very big landfill and system organization of water management, waste management, agriculture, soil, food, urbanism of the cities. So they were very, very important at the time, and they are still important. We have more or less 160 bureaux all over Italy, offices, and 2,700 employees all over Italy and on the ground, the fields. And then we have, in terms of associates, farmer associates, we have more or less 300,000 associates.
Our project is looking at the how trade policies can contribute to the implementation of the SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals. We are looking at various domains, and one of them is the agriculture. So your organization is very relevant here with all the farmer linkages. How do you think a research project like this can benefit directly farmers who are your members? What do you expect from the project? What will you be able to tell your members?
In the long time of the Confederation of Farmers, we were always in favor of a freedom market and open trades all over the world, exchange of materials, exchange of food, etc. So we hope that the new protectionism, the new waves of prohibition and protectionism will be big barriers in the future, and we have to reopen the market to be strong enough to help the farmers to trade and to have a good relationship all over the world. So the project could be very useful for the European policies on that. And sometimes we feel that the willing of the policy makers is not so strong as we are.
Yeah. And how do you think, I mean, we are in Italy, and I just heard about this extreme flooding in Emilia-Romagna, which was probably due to land use changes, but also climate change. How do you think climate change is going to impact your members, the farmers? And is there something that maybe this project can help to mitigate this impact?
Yes, we have the climate change is the first challenge we have now. It's a long-term change. It's a transition. It's a very long transition. We think we have to change our mind. We have to change our policies. We have to change our incentives, fiscal benefits, and so on. So we have to help the farmers to be the driver of this big important change. The only thing is that sometimes policymakers and also the Trade for Sustainable Development, they think that a top-down approach will be better than a bottom-up approach. And this is the point that we are totally against. We want to be protagonists, we want to be there as the main stakeholders and to help the policymakers to make the transition possible.
One of my previous...
Sometimes we see that the European Commission is doing such as a pedagogical approach, sticks and carrots, farmers, we are guilty, food industry, we are guilty. So we are sometimes in a criminal position, and that's totally against, because it's completely not true. And I think that the farmers could be really the drivers of the change, of the transitional change.
I talked earlier to Giovanni Ferri from
Lumsa.
Lumsa University, and he actually said that very nicely that this project can be a gate opener between the policymakers and the farmers to bring, to kind of create a linkage between the two. So I think this could be really relevant then, almost as you said, we don't want to make the farmers guilty for something, but we would like the farmers' voice to be heard in the policy making process. That's a very
big age from the first beginning.
Yeah. My last question is actually, this project started about 2 years ago, or almost exactly 2 years ago, when the COVID pandemic hit us. How do you think it impacted your members, the farmers, and was there any positive impact that you can mention from COVID that had an indirect or direct positive impact?
We had some negative effect with the farmers that they bring directly food to the HoReCa sector. HoReCa sector was completely blocked, hotel, restaurant, cafe. And we had a very bad situation for the people selling wines or beers or fresh food or vegetables to the restaurant, the HoReCa sector directly. So there was very bad impact. But otherwise there was a very good impact because the attention to the raw materials, and in particular for example, to wheat, to fruit, etc., was increasing a lot. Was increasing a lot, and that was a very important result of the pandemic because consumers changed a little bit their behavior. They started again to cook. They started again to see the ingredients, to look for natural. So we see that the farmers could have a better attention during the pandemic, and they're still there. So the changing behaviors were a bit structural, more than we believed.
Yeah, I suppose that projects like ours, the Trade for SD, has a role to maintain the positive impacts and eliminate the negative impacts. That would be that could have a really important, could be one of the important outcomes of this project as well.
Yes, one problem we know, we understand in this, we are running more or less 36 projects now, European projects such as Trade Development, and sometimes they are a little bit too theoretical. So we have always to be easy wording, easy messages, communicate, disseminate more, use the farmer's experience a little bit more, also in trade process and development.
Yeah, that's a very nice ending of the interview, that our project should not be only a theoretical but a very practical project. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.